not based upon some phony party affiliation or the false left versus right paradigm. For fixing the National Guard, I encourage electing state representatives and governors that will demand the sovereignty of the state guard from the federal government. A little-known fact is that although the state guard can be deployed by the governor of a state, the federal government owns most, if not all, of the equipment they have, including weapons and vehicles. Therefore, without the permission of the federal government, the state guard can't deploy. We must demand the complete sovereignty of the state guard from federal government control. Number 2, we must fight to keep our local police local. For decades, the federal government has gotten local politicians addicted to federal money, and now they basically control how local police departments are run. Any police chief or sheriff who dares not allow the federal agenda risks losing millions of dollars. In the end, the federal government doesn't have to pass laws to militarize the police. They only have to threaten to stop the flow of grant money if certain agendas aren't followed. On a related note, it is my belief that the federal government wants to one day make all police into federal law enforcement officers, which is a mistake. This is happening through standardized training, standardized policy manuals, even standardized police identification cards nationwide. While accomplishing this is a tall order, even for the federal government, the handwriting is on the wall. As the U.S. economy suffers from the plundering by the Federal Reserve System, many large cities are quietly whispering of going into bankruptcy and how they are going to need a federal bailout. Mark my words, along with the federal money comes increased federal control. And this takeover will be wrapped in threats of laying off police officers and anarchy on the streets. They always use fear to obtain their goals, and this time will be no different. What can you do as citizens to stop this? It may sound cliche, but it's as simple as the old saying, support your local police. Encourage your sheriffs and police chiefs to get out of the federal lunch line. Send them copies of Sheriff Mack's book, County Sheriff, America's Last Hope. Encourage your commissioners' court and city councils to return their police departments to their original intent, which is being peace officers. It's the transformation of the police officer from one of being peace officer to one of law enforcement that has engendered a God complex in a select few and an us versus them mentality in most. We must return our police to being in the community, not over the community. For years, officers have sneered at the idea of community-oriented policing as being soft on crime. Officers need to be reminded that community policing is not new. It's actually what being a peace officer was all about 100 years ago. In the name of efficiency and response times, officers no longer know the people or businesses they serve. They are discouraged from getting out of their patrol cars and meeting business owners, citizens, or pastors in the name of productivity. I encourage citizens to get to know their local police officers by name. Invite them to your block party. Have them over for coffee. Let them know that you appreciate the hard job they do. The more that local officers feel like they're part of the community and not only there to take out the garbage, the less likely they are to get the bunker mentality. These men and women are the real last line of defense between you and tyranny, because it doesn't matter how many laws come out of Austin or Washington, D.C. What matters are the public servants that are out in the community, choosing whether to serve the government or serve the people. Lastly, once you've built the relationship, encourage them to join Oath Keepers. I know there must be a lot of you out there that are either current or retired military and police. I would ask all current or veteran military to raise their hands. Thank you. Keep them up. I would also ask all current or retired police officers to raise their hands. Now I'd like to ask everyone else to shake their hands or pat them on the back and thank them for protecting the Constitution and for standing in the gap. Because at the end of the day, this is what these men and women do. They are the real protectors of the Constitution, the real protectors of our rights. It's these men and women that separate us from tyranny. Thank all of you for your service and to the people and to the Constitution. It's become an Oath Keepers tradition that whenever we speak to a group, we administer a new oath to the Constitution. And we encourage everyone, to join and take it, along with military men and police officers. When the chips are down, and people right now, the chips are down, we all need to be protectors of the Constitution. If you are compelled to take the oath, please stand if you can, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, John Shirley, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, pledging my life, my fortune, and my sacred honor. So help me God. Thank you. Now, all I ask is for you to be true to your oath and spread the word. For more information, I encourage everyone to visit www.oathkeepers.org. There you will see testimonials from officers around the country and soldiers from around the globe sharing their commitment to you and to the Constitution. In the spirit of July 4th, I want to share a few words with you regarding our Founding Fathers. When those men met to sign the Declaration of Independence, they knew they were signing their death warrant. Insurrection against the king was a capital crime, and they knew they either had to win, die trying, or find themselves hanged by the British. By putting their signatures on that document, targets were placed on their backs. These were mostly men of wealth and privilege that probably had the least to gain from freedom and independence. They were already the American equivalent to aristocracy, but their beliefs led them to fight to raise up all men to the same level in the eyes of the law. They chose to sacrifice their certain future of wealth and means for a most uncertain future of freedom and self-government. Thank God they took their chance on freedom, for we all now reap the benefits of their sacrifice. Let us never forget that. And let us also never forget that we may be called upon again in the future to sacrifice our lives and fortunes to secure freedom for our progeny for generations to come. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Thank you, sir. That was awesome.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I'm Evan. Evan, say it.
I've been hearing you.
Okay.